Hey, so I was making this video earlier, but then my dad called, so of course everything had to stop. But this video is titled A Sisterly Conversation on Interracial Dating and Marriage because around this time last year, my baby sister and I had this conversation. Baby girl is 10 and a half years younger than me because I am the oldest of 3 children. And last year, my husband and I hosted Thanksgiving dinner, and my sister was asking me about inviting her boyfriend to Thanksgiving dinner. And she was a bit nervous about it. She didn't know how receptive the family would be to her boyfriend because her boyfriend is non-black. And our family is not racist. It was just kind of a different situation for us. And I told my sister, I said, I love you, I support you, and as long as you are with someone who is a nice person and you guys love each other and you support each other, then I support your decision. And so she brought her boyfriend to Thanksgiving dinner last year, and he's also coming this year. My brother is hosting Thanksgiving dinner this year. And her boyfriend is such a nice person. He loves my sister. They adore each other. They love each other. And he's a good dude, never married, no kids. My sister is 10 and a half years younger than me. They're both under 30. My sister is finishing up nursing school. And her boyfriend is in his career. He has a home. He's doing his thing. Neither one of them have any kids. Neither one of them have ever been married. And I guess she just wanted to know my feelings on her relationship last year. And I made this very clear to my sister, just like I did with my brother prior to him getting married. But I told my sister, I said, as long as you are with someone where you both love each other, you both care about each other, you're both good to each other, neither one of you have a lot of baggage, you both are supporting each other, you both love each other, then I will support you. And I think my sister asked me about it because she watched what I went through over the years prior to me meeting my husband. And I guess she was at a point in her life where she was like, look, my older sister was in her 30s before she got married, and she was like, forget that, I'm not going to wait that long. And I don't blame her. I just want to make it very clear that I don't have any problems with black women who decide that the best decision for them is to expand their dating options, because interracial dating levels the playing field for black women. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in a lot of cities where there's a large number of black people, there's like this huge situation where black women largely outnumber black men. So it creates this situation where if you're a black woman who only dates black men, right? It puts you in this situation where black men get to control the narrative. Black men who you should not even consider for dating and marriage, right? If you have things going for yourself, get to act like they have a dominant position over you. Interracial dating levels the playing field for black women. And this is why I have no problems with black women who decide to date and marry across racial lines. As long as you're dealing with a man who meets your standards, whether he's black or non-black, I'm going to support you. So if you want a man who doesn't have a lot of baggage, who has things going for himself, who values you as a woman, then I support you. And I feel like Interracial dating should not cause a rift between black women. You know, so if there's a black woman who has a platform, you should not decide to withdraw your support simply because she supports interracial dating. Because notice, the black men who have platforms will support black men who are in relationships or marriages with non-black women. Pay attention to that. They will support those black men. They will say that those black men get to speak on the black community and get to call themselves pro-black. Okay? So I have called this video a sisterly conversation on interracial marriages and dating amongst black women. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I support black women doing what's best for them. And I'm saying this as a black woman who has a black father in her life. Like, my black parents have been married to each other for almost 40 years. And I am married to a wonderful man who happens to be black. Okay? But I think what my sister did is she looked at me, because my sister and I are 10 and a half years apart. I am 10 and a half years older than my baby sister, right? I think my sister looked at me and said, you know what? I'm not going to hold out like my sister did. And I don't blame her for that. Because being my age, I am in my 30s. My husband is almost 50. I am in my late 30s. And prior to meeting my husband, I was not married. I did not have any children. And when you, quote unquote, do the right thing, you don't have any kids. And mind you, I never had any abortions or anything. You don't have kids. You don't have abortions. You hold out until you get married, right? And you wait until you meet a black man. It puts you in this situation where you can't just enjoy being married, because everybody's looking at you like, okay, bitch, when are you going to have any kids? My husband doesn't have any kids and he's approaching 50. I don't have any kids and I'm a few years away from 40. So instead of being able to be young and be married, everybody looks at you like, okay, when are y'all having kids? Mind you, my husband and I have both done our due diligence, okay? So we have both had conversations with our doctors. My husband and I are able to have children. We just haven't had any, right? But I think a lot of younger black women look at people such as my husband and myself, and they say, you know what? If I meet a man who I am compatible with, and he meets my standards, I'm not going to decide not to be with him simply because he's not black. And guess what? I don't blame those women for that. Now, mind you, my husband and I have set ourselves up so that if we don't have any children, our nieces and nephews will be good. Okay? We are in the process of creating a will so that if we don't have any children, our nieces and nephews will be set for life. But guess what? You have some younger women who say, forget that. I don't want to wait until I'm in my 30s to be married. I want to be young enough, right, to where it will be easy for me to have kids. And guess what? I don't blame those women for that. And I think as black women, we need to take this whole issue of interracial dating and marriage off the table. And we need to basically say, you know what? As black women, our general view is that we support black women, period. We support black women doing what's in their best interest. And we will not withdraw our support from black women simply because of their personal decisions. Because that is what a lot of black men on social media are doing. A lot of black men are supporting each other regardless of who they are dating or who they are married to. So my stance as a black woman is that if you are supporting black women, black children, and black people in general, then I don't care about your personal dating and marriage decisions. As long as you are with a man who supports you, who loves you, and supports and loves your children, if you have any prior to entering that relationship, then your personal relationship decisions will not be a reason for me to stop supporting you. Period. Because that's what the men on here do. Even if there are men on here who lie about whatever their relationships or situations on here are, the black men will continue to support them. So as black women, we need to say that your personal decisions as a black woman in terms of relationships and dating will not be a reason for me to stop supporting you. Okay? We need to take that stance so that this whole issue of swirling interracial dating marriage will not be a concern. You love who you love, and you love who supports you and who loves you. Period.